that's what I do. I'm a litigator. So of course I will respond to comments, but that doesn't mean I'm bored. If you're going to put something that's demonstrably inaccurate, I feel like, if I see it, if I get it on my phone, I'll hit reply and say, no, that's wrong. But it's not because I want the attention. It's silly. I have over 20 published opinions. I've been doing this almost 30 years. I don't need any attention. I'm not going to do this forever. I'm okay if I did something else.
I fully get it. When I read something, I'm like, you're coming on my page after me. I'm going to respond to this. And I mean, you're way nicer than I am when I respond to people.
And people were saying on my wife's page, God, he's so thirsty. He's like responding to the wife's page. Come on. If you have a spouse, you're going to defend your boyfriend or spouse. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the one. They were saying mean things like she has a beautiful beauty mark, and they were like, it's a mole, and I saw in the sun it looked like a mole, but it's really just a beauty mark, and it's pretty. That would like ruin her whole. I would never want her to get rid of that. That's her identity. Like, it's kind of, and I've learned too, I never talk about people's physical characteristics because you don't know why they have them. Are there medical reasons? That's a very, I think, very, very foolish thing to do. And people were just kind of mean, and so I responded that it was a beautiful birthmark, and there was other things I responded to that I thought were just ridiculous. And they're like, look, he's on there checking comments. No, you're publicly insulting my wife on her page. I'm gonna show you there's someone there that is helping her. And again, I didn't ask her permission. I just went on there and listed my own position. I do what I want to do. Like, no one is controlling anybody on anything. We all do what we want to do. And I don't always love everything everybody does in my life, and they don't love everything I do, but that's how it works. I've learned, as you could probably appreciate, when you try to control people and tell them what they can and can't do, you always end up with an unhappy person.
Yeah, and it won't work. It'll work for a month, 2 months. First of all, you'll exhaust yourself. And second of all, it doesn't work. You can try, you can spend all your brain power. You might have a win for this hour, and in the next hour, you'll be upset over something else. So I'll say this all the time. Like, I only get mad at myself. I don't get mad at anyone else. I don't try to control anyone else. That's how it works in life.
Yeah, and had I had a do-over, and I would have known that some people would have thought she was being petty, or that, that it was like it helped Erika get some sympathy. Had I had a crystal ball and I had an opportunity to give my view, maybe I would have given a different view. I mean, I only responded to people. I'm not going to comment on what's not on my page, and I didn't post anything, and wait till I post my legal positions. And that's how it worked. But I'm not upset about any of it. Like, it is what it is. It created a lot of discussion, but the story is in its infancy. That's what people don't really realize. This was just for me to get my foot in the door. Now our foot's in the door, because had we not, like I said, had we not acquired the title, we would have no standing to do anything. So I'm excited that our foot's in the door. Right.
And now you have standing because you have a discrepancy in what you purchased. I mean, that's about correct. As good as standing as there is.
It's the best standing ever. And we need it. And now I have the ability to get discovery, to do the things I want to do. And if you want to fight about it, no problem. And then, yeah, of course, I'll enjoy when it's covered, because it's interesting. I want it to be covered. There's no question, because people tell me stuff on the internet. They say, here's a video of her in this year. She's looking at those. They don't look the same. Or look what she says. This is inconsistent in her declaration. So, I have over 40,000 followers. I think my spouse has over 57,000. That's a lot. We don't need 1 million. I got 41,000 people every day giving me information. That's a big audience. And they tell me things. And that's the whole theme of my site is we respond to you. Let's keep it civil. It's at Ronald Richards is the Twitter, and at Attorney Ronald Richards is the Instagram. And we like to communicate. I do, with people that take the time to write me stuff, and we always communicate. But if you're using vulgarity and like really ridiculous stuff, and you're just being crazy, there is some, that happens in every set. I then just get rid of them, or I block them, or we don't want. I don't want. You could say I think you're an idiot. I won't block you. You can make comments, but if you go on and on, you write me 30 messages, then you are acting obsessed. Like,
I am so the same way. Like, keep going, but if it's like 12 different times and you're just getting that, I'm like, this is why would I ever not block you? Like,
Yeah, because
we're
they're just, it's like a mental thing at that point. Like there's something wrong here. Like you can't be
right.
bored. I mean, get a couple comments out. I'm gonna respond. Let's not get into name calling or gross profanity. Like, and then that's how I kind of do it. It has to be really bad for me to block you or
Me
to
too. Me too.
I don't like to do that. I don't like to, but there is sometimes we get just, I think people just have issues and I don't want to waste my time. I got enough things to do. So.
Yeah, you're like, this is never going to end. Well, I will share your site with everyone. I'll share all your handles.
Hey, and
Next
we
time
should do
you,
the other topics. Jen Shaw, we should probably try to get together on her surrender day, the day after.
when is that? Is it in February?
February 17th, I think.
Okay.
Around
We
then.
should do that because I would love to talk to you about Jen Shaw and maybe a little bit about Teresa and Joe and a little bit about Mauricio.
Okay, great. I do want you to know I do a lot of business with the agency, so I'm not going to bash.
I saw that.
But I know the case. And I've certainly talked about what's going on in the case. There's a motion for judgment on the pleadings. There's a lot going on in that case. But again, it's just that Mauricio in this case, I mean, any realtor could get caught in the same thing. He just happens to be well known because of his wife's on the show, but he didn't. This issue that they're talking about is a common realtor lawsuit. It's not because he's famous or not famous. And so again, it's interesting, and I'll break it down so everybody has it. As far as Jen Shaw, of course, we can talk about her. I was on the Hulu as their legal analyst. By the way, I forgot to tell you this. Before I got appointed as Girardi, I worked for days and days and days before the special counsel on the other documentary for Hulu on the House and the Hustler. The
Erika one.
Yeah, and I was the lead on that show, and because I got the special counsel, they cut me.
Oh.
If I knew that was going to happen, I would have never taken special counsel. I spent days and days filming The Housewife and the Hustler. I don't know that.
I did not know that.
And then they had a replacement at the last second that did not have the same level of knowledge that I did. It was horrible. Like, I would have much rather been on the show than special counsel because I put in a lot of time. I had no idea I was going to be offered special counsel. So a lot of people don't realize that. If I knew I was going to get edited, because I was there as a legal analyst, then I became a party, like the party's lawyer. So due to legalities, they couldn't have me on the show anymore because I was clearly legally biased at that point.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
I got cut from that show after I filmed it. Imagine how depressing that is.
Yeah, that's not good. Not when you put in the time.
And I worked hard on that show. Believe me, great people. Just that they felt bad. I mean, believe me, it was very disappointing to not get on that show. Then Erika opposed my appointment at every step because of my tweets, and I had to spend tens of thousands of dollars on experts at my expense to show that I'm allowed to tweet. And Erika lost in a 41-page opinion and then appealed and lost the appeal when she dismissed it. So it's like, I had to spend a lot of time, effort, and money dealing with that issue too.
I remember that as well. Wow.
Okay, good. All right.
All right, we'll do all the other topics next time. We'll do it around Jen Shaw's surrender date because I got a lot of questions.
That's great. And then a lot more will flush out on Girardi and the indictments.